we can make hat and how we can make hat in any size. There are two ways to make a hat. First way is that you start with the magic circle and you start working around, and then you start increasing and you keep increasing until you get the crown size that's on the top of the hat. This size. When you get the crown size, then you start making the length and you make as long as you want your hat length. You grow until you get your desired hat length. When it's done, then the final stage is to make the brim. That is this part, the bottom part of the heart hat, that's called brim. Then you make this brim. This way of making hat is a bit tricky and it's not very good for beginners, because when you are increasing the stitches, sometimes the hat gets too smaller or gets too bigger. The easiest ways to make hat is to start from the bottom, and you need to determine the size of the head of the person for whom you are making the hat. If you are making for a baby, or if you are making for adult or a child, any size, woman, man, you need to measure the person's head. You can find the charts online as well. On Google, you search for heads size chart, and then you will be able to find a standard chart, a measurement chart that will tell you that how wide should be the head, how long should be the hat, and everything. You will find it there. But if you want to make it customized for a specific person, then you measure the hat weight by inch tape. You will measure the person's head from the forehead around, and then you will take the measurements and write it down. If I use the head to do that measurement, for example, this is the head of the person, I'll take measurement like that. I'll keep it a bit loose around the head of the person and see what number I get. It is around the head, and this is the number I got is 13 inches. So that will be the width of the head, and it's mean that we need to make the brim that will be wide enough to fit on the person's head. Now, that next thing that we need to know is that how long we need to make the head, the length of the head, how long we need to increase or decrease. That way is that you put the one side of the inch tape on the person's crown, here the crown area of the head, and then other you put it below where you want your head to sit on the person's forehead, and that will give you the length of the head. And if you are measuring from, if you can use the chart as well that's available on the Google, you search for Google in the on the Google that hat size chart, and then you can see a chart that you will find all the measurements. Now, how can you customize and make it for all sizes? So on those charts, you can see that all the, if you're looking for a baby chart, then you can find all the measurements for the babies. And the easiest way to make the hat is that you start making from the bottom. Like in this hat, you can see in this we work in the rows. We started with it with the chain, and we made the chain as long as we wanted our hat to be. I made it very long chain. If we see in the middle, if I measure from the middle, it is like 9 inches long. This is for the baby, for the newborn size. It will fit about 0 to 6 months. And you can see it's a 9 inches, and that's way too big for a baby's head. But it is long, so we can fold it and we can create a nice warm brim for the baby's head. So you can make in this way. You can make a long chain, and then this is the easiest way to make. This was the easiest pattern. We used single crochets in the back loops to make this hat, and this hat was made using double knit yarn, but you can see it's very thick, and the texture, you can see, you cannot see my hand from inside. It's very thick. I used two strands of double knit to make this hat. So one way is that you take the length and then start working in the rows in single crochets in the back loop, keep working, And when you are done with the length, like for example, we measured the head, it was 13, so it should be 13-inch long. Working in the rows, when the rows are 13 inches, then you stop working and then you stitch on the side and then you stitch on the top. That's the easiest way to do it. And if you want to do it more professional look, then you can start following patterns and do other things as well. And one more way of making hat is that you start with the brim, like we will do in this pattern today. We will start making a brim using double crochet and front post double crochet and back post double crochet. We will make the brim, and then on the brim we will use a different stitch to build the hat. And when we get the desired length of the hat, then we will add couple of rows for decreasing, like we will make like 1.5 inch less than the required length, and then we will decrease on and get the crown on the top. Hello, how are you? So let's start working on a pattern uh, of the hat. If you have any question related the pattern, you can ask in the chat box and you can ask in the comments as well. To make today's hat, I am using this color, greenish color yarn. It is a shade of green, and the shade that I'm using is this one. And to go with that, I will use 4 millimeter crochet hook, and we needed an inch tape to measure. As I am describing how to make a hat, I will make in a newborn size as a sample hat, but I will tell you how you can make it in the bigger sizes as well. The hat, um, the hat chart that has in front of me shows that if you are making for a newborn, then your brim should be about 30 centimeter long. This is 30 centimeter that we should, in the round it should be like that wide. That's the same side that we have this hat. So I need to make my brim 30 centimeter long. If you are going to make for 0 to 6 month old, then you will make that brim about 34 to 36 centimeter. And if you are going to make for 6 to 12 month, then you will make 38 to 40 centimeter. If you are going to make 1 to 3 year old, then you will make from 20, 42 to 44 centimeters. Now we will start working on it. In this video we will work in the rows. We will make the initial chain as long as the hat width. For me, as I'm making for the newborn size, so I'll make my chain that will be 30 centimeter long. If you are making for a 0 to 6 month old, you make your chain 34 to 36 centimeter. If you are making for a 6 to 12 month, then you will make it about 38 to 40 centimeter long chain. You can use a different size yarn, you can use a different size hook, it doesn't matter, just look at the measurements. And you can make for a toddler, that is 1 to 3 year old, you can make your chain from 42 to 44 centimeters. So let's start working on our chain. We will use this yarn as the base, and then we will use another yarn that is white color to make the pom-pom on the top. This is correct way to take the yarn, to use the yarn. Take it from inside. I can take this kind of little ball. First thing is to, I will make a small ball like this so I can get the end from there. That's the right way. Once you are done with this step, then it is easier in the project. Your ball don't roll everywhere when you're working with it. And using this method, like you will start on the chaining, initial chaining, you can make this hat in any size. Just you need to find the measurements of the person's head, and then you will make the initial chain according to it. You can use the measurement charts as well, follow it. If for example, if I'm making for myself, and it say that my head, I made around my head is 70 centimeter, so I will make my initial chain that will be 70 centimeter. For the newborn size we are starting, and I will make my initial chain that will be 30 to 32 centimeter. So we will start by making a chain, and then I will make my first chain, slip knot, and then start making my chain. I need to make my chain 30 centimeter, 30 to 32 centimeter long. We will keep making chain, and you can make bigger chain according to the size of the hat that you want to make. I always try to make the pattern that you can make a custom design. You can customize according to your requirements, without any yarn restriction and without any hook restriction. When I was learning, mostly pattern I was looking for were with the worsted weight. The and I didn't have so many hooks at that time when I started, so I was always in trouble. I start following a pattern and end up in a different size than the one that I wanted to make. So when I started teaching, then I make sure that I give an option to the people, so they are not restricted to the yarn or specific hook size. So that's why I always make the chain long, as long as your head measurements, hat wide, hat width. Here my head is about 24 centimeter, my initial chain. I need to make 6 more centimeters. My chain is about 30 centimeter. I add couple of more chain just to be safe. Wider is always fine. If you end up a bigger head, it's okay, but it should not be smaller. As we have to work with the double crochets to make 2 extra chains. We need 2 extra chains to start our first double crochets. So now start working on the first row of our pattern. So for the first row, we will make a double crochet from the third chain from hook. This is the third chain. In that we will make a double crochet. I zoom in so you can see clearly. Grab the yarn on the hook, go in the stitch, bring a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, 2 loops remaining, yarn over and pull through next 2 loops, and that's our double crochet. In the same way, go in the next chain. If you are total beginner and you don't know which chain to go, you can see the 2 loops of the chain. You have to go to the upper loop. Grab the yarn on the hook, go in the chain, bring a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull to first 2 loops, 2 remaining, yarn over and pull the next 2 loops. In the same way, we will repeat the step in the next stitch, next chain, and make our double crochet. First row will be a base row, and in that we will make double crochet, and from the next row we will start building the base. And as we will make this hat a waffle stitch hat, so you always keep your chain wider than the required, because the stitches will be bit narrow. First, we will make a brim using front post and back post. We will make two front post and one back post to create this texture. And when our texture is done for the brim, then we will start working on the top of the hat. That will be a waffle stitch, and we will work in the rows. We will not work in the rounds. Keep working one double crochet in each stitch. For those who are joining, welcome. Today we are working on a hat, and this pattern has no restrictions. You can use any kind of yarn, any kind of hook to make this pattern. First, we made the initial chain. That chain that was about 30 centimeter because I'm making for a newborn size. You can make the initial chain as long as your head width is, head will be slightly wider than your head. So you will measure around the head from forehead all around, and whatever measurements you get, you will get about the same or a little bit more long chain. If, for example, I made 30 centimeter chain, you will make maybe 70 centimeter, 80 centimeter, 90 centimeter, depending on the hat that you are going to make. Once you are done with that basic chain, then you will make one double crochet in the third chain from hook, and then you will make one double crochet in each chain across, and then you will have first row like this. And then we will start working our ribbing pattern from the second row. From the second row we will make two chains and then turn our work over, and here you can see my double crochets. And now from here I will start creating my pattern that will be the combination of back post and front post. So I want my two back post and then two front post and one back post in my pattern. So I will make two double crochet, two front post double crochets. So for the front post double crochets, wrap the yarn on the hook, and you can see normally when you are working on the stitch you will work on these two top loops, but when you're working in the front post or back post, then you go in the base of the stitch. This is the length of the stitch, you go around it. For the front post you go underneath that stitch here in the base of the stitch, and this is the length of the stitch. I am going underneath, and you can see my hook peeking from the other side. If you look from the back side, it should look like that. This is the hook, and the stitch is covering my hook. It's like that. Now I'll wrap the yarn under my hook and pull it back, and now I'll simply do the same steps that we do with the simple double crochet. That's why it's called front post double crochet. And in the same way I will do the next stitch, as I am going to make two front posts. So I'll wrap them on the hook and I will repeat the same process. This is the length of the stitch. I will go in the underneath that stitch, bring my hook to the other side. You can see my hook is underneath that stitch. Wrap the yarn on the hook, pull it back, and repeat the simple double crochet here. And you can see we get two long stitches like this. That's called front post double crochet. Now for the next two stitches I will make a back post. For the back post I wrap the yarn on the hook like this, and then we will reverse the row like this, and we will go back. Can you see? And this is my next stitch. So from the back I will bring my hook, repeating the same process that we did earlier for the front post, but from the back side of the row, and then making a double crochet. Again we will repeat the same steps for the next stitch, as we're going to make two back posts. This is the front of the row, this is the back of the row, and then repeat the same process. Give me a thumbs up if you learned something from this video. So here you can see we have two front posts and two back posts. You can see the two stitches are on the front and two stitches are on the back. That's how it looks like at this stage. Now we will repeat the same pattern. For the next two stitches we will make front post, and in the following two we will make back post. So for the front post we will bring from the front the length of the stitch. I'm making a double crochet. Again one more front post, And then for the next two stitches we will do back post. For the back post we will turn our work like this and work from the back side of the row. These two stitches are done. These are next two stitches. Wrap the yarn on the hook. This is the next stitch. We need to make a back post. And then the next one is a back post as well. So that's how it looks like. Now we will keep following the same pattern from front and from back. Now I will continue repeating the pattern, and if you have any questions you can just ask. Here I am joining the new yarn. My yarn was finished here and I wanted to join the new one. You can see I took the next yarn and I made a slip knot fast, and here I have my unfinished stitch. I have two loops on my stitch, and from here I'm grabbing my new yarn. Sorry, my phone battery is dying. So yes, I took the new yarn here and I made a slip knot, slip, and now I will just slip this in and I finish my stitch with that. I pulled this new yarn to make the third loop, and now I will start making the stitch with the new yarn. And the tail that I have from the previous yarn, I'll keep it at the top and stitch it on the way, so I don't need to weave at the end like this. So that's how our pattern looks like right now. We are done with the first row of ribbing, and that's how it looks like. And you can see it's stretchy. So here you can determine how wide you want to keep your brim. If you want, if you like thin brim on the hat, then you can just leave it here at the first row and then start working on whatever pattern or whatever stitch you want to add on the top of the hat. And if you want a nice thick white brim, then you can continue working for one more row, and that's what I'm going to do. I will make one more row on the top. So to start the row, we will make two chains, turn our work over, and here what we are supposed to do is the stitches that are behind there, on those stitches we will make a back post, and the stitches that are on the front here, on those we will make a front post. This is one stitch here on the back, so I'll make a back post on that. And the stitch that it is a bit raised from the front, on the head I will make raised, mean that it's a bit risen from the front, it's a front post stitch. You will make front post on the top of it. It was a back post in the previous row, and in this row it is a front post. And now again our next two stitches are on the back side, so on that we will make a back post, double crochet. You can see how it looks like at this stage. Now there is front post in next two stitches, so we will make front post in them. We are working on the brim of hat, and you can make this hat absolutely in any size, without any yarn restrictions, without any hook restrictions. Make a basic chain according to your hat width or your head width, and then you will start adding double crochets in the first row, and then you will start working on two front post stitches and then two back post stitches, and you can continue doing it until you get the desired width of the brim, or the desired height of the brim. You can say that that's more proper, the desired height of the brim. And then when we are done that, we will start adding our favorite stitch. You can choose any stitch to go on the top. I will use waffle stitch, but you can use any other stitch as well, as it's a customizable pattern, so you can change this. We will keep following the same pattern, to front post to back post. The stitches that are back, we will make back post in them, and stitches that are like this on the front, we will make front post in them. Let's start a poll that you like a top to down hat or bottom to top hat. and you can vote. When I was a beginner, my top to bottom hat was always too wide or too narrow. It was never perfect. This is the last row for the brim. If you want your brim to be higher, you can make one more row as well. As it's a customizable hat, so it's up to you how you want to make it, narrow or wide. I have a Facebook page with the same name, Rania Crochet Guide. You can join me there as well, and you can share your project. If you make a hat following this pattern or this technique, you can share your finished project with me. I'll be happy to see it. And we are making the last couple of stitches for the brim now. And we will be back post in the last two stitches, and with that we completed our brim. That was the first row with double crochet and then two rows with the front post and back post, and you can see the stretch. Now from here you can follow the pattern that I am going for, and you can choose a different pattern as well to make the top of the hat. I am going to use waffle stitch. So to make this, I will make two chains, and then from here for the waffle stitch, what I will do is that, and the stitches that are back post on the top of them, I will make double crochet, and the stitches that are front post on the top of that, I'll make a front post. Next two stitches are back post. On top of them I will make a double crochet, simple double crochet, as I am going to work now a waffle stitch. Now on the next two stitches, normally in the normal waffle stitch pattern we add one front post and then two double crochets in the waffle pattern, but here I want to change it slightly. We will add two double crochets and then we will add two front post stitches. On the back post stitches we add simple double crochets, and on the front post we will keep adding the front post. We will keep working like this until we get our desired length of the head. And we will leave a couple of rows to make the creases as well. Simple double crochet on the top of the back post stitches and front post on the top of front post, double crochet. you can fix the mistake that you made previously. Here I can see I made a double crochet here, but I missed somehow in the next row, and here I can make it, I make it extra stitch here, so I can make for that. Now this is the second row for our waffle stitch, and the front post I need to make front post, and for the back post I need to make normal double crochet. This is the back post here. This is the first. This was the front, so on top of that we need to make a double crochet, and on this one I made a double crochet as well. Basically that was the front post in the previous row. On the top of that we will need to make a double crochet on that, and the stitches that were double crochet in the previous row, on that we will make a front post. And if you see the trick, the stitches that made a double crochet on the previous row looked a bit raised from the back here. So the here it gives us the hint that the stitches that are raised we need to make a front post on the top of them, and the stitches that are not raised, that are just digged inside on the top of them, we will make simple double crochets. This trick works for waffle stitch all the time. Save it for yourself and share it with your friends as well. So we will keep working these two rows for the waffle stitch, the last two rows that we did, and we will leave last 1 inch in the length, total length, for decreasing, and then we will come back and decrease it together. In the meantime, you finish the length of the hat, and let me tell you how long we need to make the hats. If you are making a hat for a preemie baby, then hat should be about 10 to 11 centimeter high. If you need to make for newborn, the hat should be 12 to 13 centimeter high or long. And if you're making for 0 to 3 month old, then hat should be about 14 to 15 centimeter long or high. If you are going to make for 6 to 12 month old, then hat should be 16 to 18 centimeter long. If you are going to make a toddler, then the hat should be from 19 to 20 centimeter long. And by toddler, we mean from kid size 1 to 3 year old. Let me complete my this row, and then I will see you later, today maybe or tomorrow, once I'm done with the length, and then we'll come back and we'll finish the decreasing together. And do let me know if you like long live videos or you like short tutorial videos, or like short videos, or normal videos like a 15-minute video for the hat or 10-minute video for the hat. Do let me know. If we turn around, we can see the pattern, waffle pattern forming. And the beauty of waffle stitch is that you can see the wrong side and the right side of the hat. On the back side, it's completely different texture, and on the front side, you can see the waffle forming. This is the half of a waffle complete. On the other side, if you turn around, you can see. And if we make one more row, then the complete waffle will be formed. You have to follow the same pattern that we're doing right now. The same row you have to follow for the rest of the hat until you get the desired hat length. Don't make the full length, just leave like about 1 to 1.5 inch, so we can make decreases on the top. We need to make 3 or 4 rows of decreasing, so leave the length according to that. So that's how it looks like at this stage. This will be the right side of the hat, and that's what it looks like at this stage. I hope you like the video and it was useful for you. You learned something. I'll complete the height and get back to you. Then we will make decreasing together. See you later. Bye.